Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly here with D. And D, man, we saw this earlier, and we're like, dude, let's just talk about it because this guy, I've never liked Cam. I always thought he kind of talked a lot, and I kind of thought he was always overrated. In my opinion, I always thought he was overrated, but he's out there continuing to talk about Brock Purdy, and I get it, it's his podcast, but let's see what he had to say.
I've never said that Brock Purdy was trash. What I did say is Brock Purdy is a game manager. That's not hate. That's just what I feel to be facts. But I still reserve the right to say this. To be labeled a game changer, Brock Purdy has to be the best player on the offensive side of the ball. And that's not the case.
And who's the best player?
Christian McCaffrey. Man, look, I ain't recanting shit.
Go.
And if you really want to just be honest, if you add in the defensive talent and you add in the offensive talent, Brock Purdy is the 10th best player on his team. Okay, cool. Did he have a great game? Yes. Is he been playing out of his mind? Yes. Is he a quarterback that's hot? Yes. But he's still the 10th best player on his team.
All right, man. So Willy Wonka over here with that big ass hat out there, man, saying some stuff about Brock Purdy, pretty much game manager. But man, I know you were pumped up. You were like kind of pissed off when you heard this, and you said you had a lot to say. So I'll just let you go, man. I'll just take the floor.
Dude, he just straight up hater, man, and he kind of like dumbed down like what he said because in reality, we all know he's a Brock Purdy hater. He thinks that he's the game manager of all managers, you know, and that the only reason that this guy's succeeding is because of all his weapons and that he could be nowhere near a game changer. Man, in reality, though, Cam Newton is really Mr. Irrelevant because his opinion shouldn't mean shit because this is the same guy who fumbled in the Super Bowl and just stared at it. Didn't even give no effort. To this day, that will be his legacy of a guy who didn't try it in the Super Bowl, who just gave up once he was down in the score. And like you said, man, he was just like overrated. This same guy who got benched by Mac Jones. Mac Jones. If you get benched by Mac Jones, like that says a lot about your career, man, that you were just complete trash. And once your
Sam Darnold too.
Yeah, Darnold too. And once your athleticism, like deteriorated, that you were just like nothing more than just a pony behind the QB position because he couldn't read coverage without his running game because he did have Christian McCaffrey for a little bit too. He couldn't do anything, and especially in that Super Bowl team, that defense was actually pretty elite. And then his weapons, he had, I believe, Steve Smith at the time. Yeah, I want to say, and so he had a little bit of firepower going into the Super Bowl. But man, once his athleticism deteriorated, he couldn't really do anything. And now he's just that guy that's bitterness. He's gonna be hating on all the quarterbacks because he did not want to do it the hard way. He didn't want to do what Joe Flacco did. He didn't want to be a bench player, a guy who won the Super Bowl, and go third string, second string, and just wait for his opportunity. And then now Joe Flacco, look at him, man. He might get a starting job next year because of what he did with the Browns. Cam Newton didn't want to do that. He was like, no, I have too much pride. Like, I'm a starting quarterback. Like, nope, I ain't going to be a backup. And then so now he's just in his podcast going to be talking crap to everybody about all the quarterbacks. You heard like, I'm not the biggest fan of these quarterbacks, but he still was like, talking bad about Dak, the Tuas, just because he believes that, these guys should be starting over him. But in reality, they should, man. They're younger. They have a way better team than you did. They're coachable. That was one thing about Cam Newton. He was never coachable. He had a big personality. He always wanted to do. I think about all the time about that video of him and Kelvin Benjamin, how they were just going at it, and right before the game, how they were just like, Kelvin Benjamin was just like, man, this guy, man, like he freaking ruined my career. And so that's what I just think about with like Cam Newton, man. He's just like just a straight up hater. And you have to look at what Brock Purdy's done, man. We've been saying this in the beginning. I've been saying it, like this guy, I'm telling you, he could play football. He could be a starting quarterback. I wasn't a believer in Trey Lance. I knew, look what happened when he was the starting quarterback with us. He really didn't make anything change difference. I ended up getting hurt. Jimmy Garoppolo, he wanted other players to win it for him. If we have any other type of quarterback, we would not be in the Super Bowl right now. I truly believe that.
There's no question.
Yeah, and so I'll let you take it over. But that is like my thoughts on Cam Newton. He's just straight up hater, man.
Yeah, man. The funny thing is, he was like, "Oh, you can't be a game changer if you're not the best player in offense, dude." He had Steve Smith. Steve Smith could probably be in the damn Hall of Fame. Cam Newton will never be in the Hall of Fame. He's never going to be in the Hall of Fame. He had that one MVP season where I think he averaged his average throw was like 5.5 yards. Brock Purdy's almost at 10 yards. Average throw was 9.7, 9 point something crazy. Almost Kurt Warner, I think, had the first. He had the second. Man, he was throwing screens. He's talking about the ultimate game manager. He was the ultimate game manager, man. So for him to say you have to be the best player, all right, dude, that means that you were nothing but a game manager too. So what the hell are you talking about? And he played with Christian McCaffrey too.
Yeah, a little
Christian
bit, yeah.
McCaffrey was better than him too. So like, what the hell is he talking about? He's the third, fourth best player on that team. So I mean, I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't know, man. To me, like he sounds
Hall
bitter.
of Fame wide receiver, Hall of Fame tight end. Had Christian McCaffrey.
Greg Olsen was better than him too. You know, Greg Olsen was constantly in the Pro Bowl every year too. So I mean, Cam Newton, I don't know how many Pro Bowls he made, but I don't think it was as much as Greg Olsen. So wasn't better than Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen kept playing over and over. He kept going to the Bears. He kept going from team to team, but he was solid, man. Like he got those big fat contracts everywhere he went. Cam Newton only was with Carolina, got that big fat contract. When he was with the Patriots, took a deal, whatever, and it wasn't that big. When came back Carolina, took another deal that wasn't all that crazy too. So I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. It's so weird because all these other quarterbacks actually study film, man. That hours and hours. JT O'Sullivan, Alex Smith, Chase Daniels. These guys spend hours in the lab just looking at watching film. This guy, you can tell he's not watching film, man. He's probably with Bobby Brown. You know, he always looks high as hell, smoking something. That's what it looks like to me. So I mean, come on, you could tell this guy, and he even admitted like, oh yeah, I don't need to look at that much. Like he wasn't even a film dude. Ron Rivera even said it. Like he wasn't like all hardcore watching the film. That's why he kind of, you know, let's be real. When you get benched by Sam Darnold, something's up, man. When you get benched by Sam Darnold, you know that your career is over. And to me, it kind of reminds me of a little bit of LeVar Ball. You know, LeVar Ball, the guy out there. I could beat you. I'm better than that. I could beat MJ. I could beat MJ. That's Cam Newton right now. He still thinks that he is living in his glory days, and he's bitter because he still wants to be a starting quarterback. And he says, I could do that. I could do what Brock Purdy can do. But hell no, man. Those interceptions those last years when Carolina and in the Patriots, dude, he looks horrible. You could tell he was washed, and everyone wanted him. I'm like, dude, come on.
And so that's the thing, like, if you want to say that he's not the MVP of the team, that's a whole different discussion. So if you want to say like, oh, Christian McCaffrey's our best player, or Debo, or Trent Williams, that's a whole different discussion. But say that this guy is like not one of the reasons why we don't win games, and he's not one of our best players, it's absolute madness. Because what this guy's done, man, we were 0-30 with Shanahan in the fourth quarter. This guy, I'm telling you, any other quarterback, we would not have beaten Green Bay. We would not have beaten the Detroit Lions. Like, this guy put us in the position to win. And you saw it in both those games. He made plays when it happened. In Green Bay, he made those plays to Jennings, to Conley, to Ayuk. And Detroit, man, he made those plays to Juice, again, to Ayuk, to Kittle. Like, dude, he was just all over the place, putting us in position to win. Any other quarterback, man, like, we would not have won those games. And I believe he's one of the reasons why we are in the Super Bowl and we have a chance to win it because of him. Man, I really want him to win it now, because then, like, what else are they going to say, man? Like, it just on and on. They're just going to be bashing this guy just because they're all bitter in their career, man, because this guy's the last pick, and he's doing something that they all couldn't do. Cam Newton can never win it. And so right now he's just bitter on everybody else. And even the quarterbacks that you hate, I'm not the biggest fan of these guys, but look at Dak, Tua, and all these guys that he was hating on. They're way better players than he is, because, again, Cam Newton, man, without his athleticism, that dude just couldn't do anything. There's a reason why he doesn't have a job, because he cannot sit in the pocket and make plays happen. He always had to scramble or break tackles, try to be similar to a Josh Allen, just with less of an arm. And so, again, man, he's seen all these guys on the field, and he's like, fuck, man, I should be starting right now, be so bitter just because he can't be playing out there right now. So he's just going to continue. And if it's not Brock Purdy, it's going to be somebody else, man. He's just going to be, because, again, he wants the views on his podcast. He wants to be that hater rate guy on his channel. And so, man, he's going to continue just not give Brock Purdy his props, but that's why I really want Brock to win it, man, just because he's going to shut up everybody.
Cam Newton reminds me of that kid, you know, where he's playing basketball and like he's not liking the way things are going and whatever. He's not picked, so he takes his ball and he goes home. Yeah, that's Cam Newton right now. He's pissed off because he thinks, hey, I deserve a chance. Yeah, I should be there, not Brock. Brock's not the guy. But his logic is, he got to be the best player on your offense to be that. In that case, man, Steve Young, he's a game manager because Jerry Rice he's the GOAT,
Yeah.
Jerry Rice is the GOAT. So all of a sudden now Steve Young, he's a game manager because of that. So to me, it's like, oh gosh, this is the Cam that I just remember over and over. Even when he was he played, dude, I was like, always like, dude, what the hell is this guy like talking about? Like, I never got that. And then obviously what happened in the Super Bowl, I remember I did articles, I used to write articles about NFL news, anything topics. And I remember Dwight Clark, the great Dwight Clark, that was the first interview. And I remember he just ripped Cam Newton. I was like, dude, I love you, Cam. He just was going off like, dude, well, they stopped your ass and you did nothing about it. And then after the Super Bowl, crying like a little girl, like a little, chavala.
Yeah, he left the podium. Remember,
he left the podium because he's like, these guys are laughing over here because they like everybody in the group. Yeah. And so he walks out. That's Cam Newton, man. He just walks out because he's emotionally weak, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's just a dude that, just talks out his butt. He's not like these other quarterbacks that actually watch the film, the retired quarterbacks, and know what they're talking about. All those guys, they know what they're talking about. Cam Newton, he's just talking out of his ass.
And it's unfortunate, man, because I was a fan of his in college. I thought he was going to be a beast going into the NFL because that's like a rare type of quarterback where you get someone like Josh Allen to would kind of compare him look wise, because you get a guy who, what is he, like 6'4", 6'6", and then he's just like built like a tank where he could just break tackles. He had a strong arm in college, and then so going into the NFL, that was when it was changing. Remember, that's when it was Cam, Kaepernick, RG3, all these rushing, Andrew Luck, all these guys who were able to scramble, and the league was kind of changing then. And so I was like, oh man, this guy's gonna kind of like help change the NFL. But then once those guys, they couldn't read the coverage and they couldn't sit in the pocket when it mattered and come back from behind, that's when you got to really see like these guys like, okay, like without their athleticism, like they're not really good quarterbacks. And then that's when the league kind of shifted again to like more sit in the pocket type of quarterback. And you just saw Cam, he just wasn't able to adapt, man. Once the defenses knew how to read him, man, after that Super Bowl, he just became the guy that was just bitterness. And it's unfortunate because, again, like I was a fan of his in college, but just seeing how he was, and after he lost a game, him and Kaepernick used to piss me off after they lost because they'd be all on the podium just salty, like whenever news reporters were asking questions. And then remember, Cap would have like the Beats headphones, always like have it on. Cam would just be like ripping on reporters. And then when they were win, then that's when they're all like, oh, take questions, guys, take questions. But man, they were just like salty, like as their career continued, and people were just like, man, why is this guy lead a locker room? This guy just acts like a little kid.
It does,
and
man.
then so, man, it's unfortunate just to see them like this, but like also not surprised because Brock Purdy, man, like they're just gonna come up with anything, just like what fits the podcast, what gets them the most views. And right now, hating on Brock Purdy gets you views.
Exactly, man. Honestly, to tell you the truth, Cam Newton in his prime or Brock Purdy now, I'm taking Brock Purdy. I'm not even trying to sound like a whatever, but Cam Newton, to me, he never got it done. He never could finish, and he had that 1 year. Other than that, dude, like he always fucking choked. Like he always choked, interceptions, stupid ass things that he would do, fumble the damn ball when he would run. Always getting hurt because of that too.
Yeah.
I remember how, because the media really wanted to push him to be the face of the NFL. I remember when they lost the Super Bowl, Deion Sanders was like, Cam, you can't be walking out, man. You're like the face of the NFL. I remember hearing that, like rolling my eyes, like, bro, get the hell out of here. Like, dude, Tom Brady's still in this damn league.
I know.
And I was just like, because they really wanted to push this dude to be the guy, but he just couldn't, man. Remember that commercial out there that Cam Newton did with that little white kid? They were saying that was Brock Purdy.
Oh yeah. He's like, make it to the NFL.
I'm gonna take your job or whatever.
Yeah.
That dude, that pretty much that's the truth. That's what happened, man. And so he's out there just pissed off, and like, dude, I don't know, man, but congratulations on his podcast. I guess he's getting a lot of views.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what the whole thing was. But yeah, man, that's what we got. Let us know what you think about Cam Newton, his take on this situation. Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you next time. Peace.